Wolf Moon to do a...
Y'all, did this person actually capture an angel?
What? What? Why is there a gravestone?
Y'all have got to see this video. A lot of people are actually saying that this is a fairy or a pixie caught on camera. The video was taken in Alabama, so if there's anybody out there watching from Alabama, can you tell me what this is? Or if you saw this? But it's just this glowing thing in the sky flying back and forth in a sporadic pattern. The OP of the video did say that this video is sped up to 2 minutes. It was 8 minutes long. This lasted for around 8 minutes. And I mean, it is a very odd thing to see in the sky. It doesn't look like any type of man-made object either, like paper lanterns or drones. And it's leaving a light trail behind it, which many viewers of this video are claiming to be pixie dust. So what do you guys think about this one? Do you think this is a Tinkerbell caught on camera in Alabama? Are there other possible explanations for this? Because I have no clue what this could be. Just let me know your thoughts on this one.
I'm feeling like it's some type of like firefly because there were other bugs that seemed to be like whizzing past the camera, unless those weren't bugs and they were UAPs. And oh my god, if this thing spelled out Disney, that's 100% Disney found the things and now they're making the things in the sky that just write out the sorry. Welcome back, goons. You're watching Explore the Weird. Hey, I got some more creepy, weird, strange For You page content. Sounds like TikTok may stay. Sounds like TikTok may stay. Let's get right into it. More For You page content.
Yeah, let's go to the mountain.
The secret to getting what you want is to focus on something else. Let me explain. Not always, but often, the reason people struggle with their goals isn't because they lack intelligence or talent, it's because they self-sabotage. And they do this because they get in their own heads. They have so much anxiety around this goal that they can't find patience or clarity. A really common example of this is wanting to be in a relationship so badly that you act desperate on dates and scare people off. You always hear people talking about how they found the love of their life just when they decided to be single, and I think this is why. Where you put your focus is a very powerful thing, but for a lot of people, this attention spirals into obsession. When you're fixated like that, you're constantly stressed and unhappy, and it destroys your judgment. So putting distance between yourself and your obsession is a powerful technique. My first experience with this was in high school when I was friends with these people who made my life way worse than it had to be for 3 years. But I wanted good friendships so badly, and it wasn't until I was on a trip with no cell service for 3 weeks that I realized how pointless it was to try with these people. I stopped talking to them, focused on school and martial arts, and in 2 months had much better friendships. It's not that I got any new information, but what I needed was a new perspective. A little bit of detachment can really help you gain that.
Yeah, I guess I can agree with this. Hey, I've said this over and over again. Be selfish. First, take care of yourself. Figure out what you want before you start trying to appease others. Yeah, figure out you.
What? What? Why is there a gravestone of me, my own gravestone, saying I passed away in 1885? Yeah, I was searching my name on the Google. Okay, I'm a little arrogant. And I found my own gravestone saying I passed away in 1885. Do I become a time traveler? Do extraterrestrials take me back to the past? And worse, am I gonna stay in the 1800s till I am no more? Not so fast, my friends. Yes, this gravestone is a memorial for Joseph Gillespie. Says he was born in 1809 and passed away in 1885. But maybe it's not me. I'm pretty sure it was this guy, who was also named Joe Gillespie. But if it's not me buried in 1885, that's another paradox altogether. Who would have named this guy after me? Joseph Gillespie, 150 years before I was born. Am I gonna be a time traveler? 'Cause I don't wanna be. Was I named after that guy? No, I was named after some random garbage man for some reason. So is this proof of time travel or just somebody with the same name? I'm guessing somebody with the same name, but I gotta tell you, this really freaked me out seeing my own gravestone. Shabadoo Booshkis! Shabadoo!
Buddy, I'm thinking you're a time traveler. It's the only explanation. Why else would there be a gravestone in someone else with the same exact name? There's no other way that people would share names and pass down names across family trees. Nah, Nah, you're a time traveler. That's the only way.
Hello all, I just thought I'd pop on here and let you know that things really do just keep getting older. So at Louisiana State University in America, there are these like man-made hills, man-made mounds. And recently there was a study on them and they carbon dated one of the mounds and guess when it was built? Any guesses? Construction started on Mound B 11,000 years ago. Like that's a really, really long time. And it is now the oldest man-made structure in America. Now, we don't really know what the purpose of the site was. At one point, the site did align to something in the sky, as most ancient sites do, and there is evidence for some seriously hot fires. So maybe they were ceremonially burning things, not sure. But it's the dating of the site that really spikes my interest, because it's only a couple of hundred years, a couple of generations after the Younger Dryas comet impact in North America. Was this site one of the first man-made things after the Younger...
Wait. So it's just a mound? It's just like a hill somewhere? That's just a hill, right? And okay, they found the things. And then she said carbon dating, and we know about carbon dating. They're always wrong about the years.
I was just listening to Joe Dispenza, and he said something freaking profound. He was talking about how when people are right about to meet their manifestation, like they're right about to live the life that they want and become the person that they really want to be, that's when things are super freaking messy, like super chaotic. And he used a really good analogy, which is like when you are cleaning out your closet, before you get to the clean part, you got to take all the stuff out and you make an even bigger mess. Like in the center of your room, you pile all this stuff. And it's like, that's you bringing all of your negative stuff that you don't want anymore to the front, so that you can then clean it out. Like it made so much sense to me. But then he went on to say, when you're in that place, you have to be really, really kind to yourself and really graceful with yourself, because that's the time when most people give up and they go back to the old patterns. Like, so when you are doing your practice or whatever you're doing for yourself, you like anything that you're doing spiritually right now, like when it's getting heavier and heavier, you just want to give up and just default to the stuff that you've always done. But he's like, no, that's when you double down. And if you stick...
Wait, what? Okay. Interesting. Even the format of this, like, were you just laying in bed and you decided to record this? And even the other lady, she was like doing some weird yoga pose before she actually like told us the things. I feel like everything, the message is fine.
This might be the all-time champion social media post. Like if aliens or time travelers came and asked me to explain how Twitter and all of these platforms worked, I would show them this as the example. This was posted on Twitter. It is simply a screen grab of a TikTok of a woman eating fish and chips. And this person in the UK says, Americans on TikTok love to eat fish and chips with their hands. Why? In the first day this was up, it got 30 million views and 9,000 replies from people arguing about this. Just this quote tweet of this person saying, are you not supposed to eat fish and chips with your hands? Got 25 million views and thousands of replies. Before it's done, there will be hundreds of millions of views to this and its replies. Even though the original TikTok from Alison Kutch only had a few 100,000 views. But that video is just her filming herself eating some fish and chips. What is there to argue about? All it took to create something that people could not scroll past, that they had to stop and interact with, was to take this totally innocuous video and turn it into an accusation that some of you are doing it wrong. When surely even they know that you have to pick it up. If you try to eat fish like this with a knife and fork, it just falls apart.
Yeah, I was gonna say, like, what's the other way of eating fish and chips? This is how I would eat it too. And also, how do you know that lady's American? I mean, you're in England. It could be any... Sorry. I'm just trying to be rational here. Hey, you made it to this point. I appreciate you. Technically, you are a goon. You may not want to admit it. I understand, but according to YouTube, you're an audience, and I consider my audience goons, so you're a goon. Hey, we need to find other goons to help us propel us in this algorithm that is YouTube. And the only way we can do that is with your interaction. Just like I said, you're a goon. We need your interaction, goons. We need your interaction now more than ever. It is helping. We're seeing a lot of new audience coming in, a lot of new folks chiming in the comments, telling us the things, and I appreciate you. And hopefully we get even more. And with your interaction, we can find other like-minded goons just like you and help show that there are other reactors other than just the top ones that you guys are watching. There's Teddy. He's right here, right now. Thank you. Love you. Thanks for the interaction.
This is a good one because this fits right into our wheelhouse.
Stop eating that spun sugar.
You spoil your dinner.
Papa, we saw the Galapagos flood. Big waves came up and flooded the whole city. And when the water went back, it was all muddy and horrible, full of dead bodies.
Oh,
look!
Anything like it in the whole world.
We don't have to come here on a train or stay in a hotel. It's right in our own hometown. Grandpa, they'll never tear it down, will they?
Well, they'd better not.
I can't believe it. Right here where we live.
Right here in St. Louis.
Very fascinating. That was weird that they talked about the river flooding and then all the dead bodies, and it was almost like a social unaccepted norm that they were talking about, that she was bringing up that point. That's a strange thing to bring up, honestly. Like, what are they even talking about with that at all? And then they're talking about the buildings being so beautiful right in their backyard. They'll never tear it down. What were they alluding to? Because they did tear them all down.
Yeah, they'll never tear it down. And obviously, we know that they did. And they'll claim that because it was always meant to be torn down. But of course, like, it's funny, in that movie, for some reason, they didn't know that they were going to tear it down later.
I wonder if they had already torn down the buildings and then they were making an allusion, like a reference to the fact that they were torn down, or if they were going to tear them down and it was almost like, it's like witchcraft. Like, you know how they say things before that happens, right?
Maybe that's kind of the early, they're trying to cover their tracks when, kind of like a lot of us, when you see the World Fair stuff being shared around the pictures from like Chicago, St. Louis is obviously one of the best examples too. And when you first see it, you're like, what am I looking at? There's no way that's Chicago. There's no way that's St. Louis. And then so they make a movie like this and they said, oh yeah, by the way, that was a kind of fun thing they did back in the day. And the little girl was naive. She didn't realize they weren't actually real buildings. They were more like, they were made of plaster of Paris. Literally in my comments
like
section,
the moon.
That's what I get. Plaster of Paris. In school, did you ever make stuff out of plaster in Paris? You couldn't make that for exterior use, right? Like, you couldn't make a building out of that because, when it gets wet.
Wait, I feel like I've played with plaster, though, but I've never used it in school. But this was interesting. Hopefully YouTube lets you see the movie clip, but if not, there was some girl that was talking about potential flood that uncovered things, and they were also talking about like a world fair that they assumed wasn't going to be torn down, and it got torn down. So it could be that the movies were keeping some of the plot lines intact, so that way we look at it in years in the future and we're like, they did have these things. Why else would it be in the movies? Why else? Nah, it was real. It happened.
So in our recent live, we mentioned that humanity on Earth is in the 3rd density, and we're moving up to the 4th density. And we also mentioned that any species that's incarnated in physical form, like humanity, we can be killed, we can be attacked by negative extraterrestrial beings like the Dracos and the reptilians. So the question arises then, why are not these advanced negative beings attacking us right now? And the reason is because Earth is currently under the protection of the Galactic Federation of Worlds, and that is a galactic police that is here to uphold the laws of this universe. And it has been decreed by Prime Creator, the creator of all that is, that Earth is under the protection of the Heavenly Kingdom, and the ascension of Earth has been guaranteed by the Creator. So at this point, no more laws are being allowed to be broken. The Draco reptilians that tried to infiltrate our planet over the past 25,000 years with the Luciferian rebellion were breaking the laws of the universe, and this is no longer being allowed. So very exciting news is that humanity and planet Earth is guaranteed to ascend, and we're going to be moving into a golden age of peace for thousands of years. And also what we've been shown, once humanity ascends, this entire universe will be freed of all negative species, and they'll be separated into a different dimension on different planes of existence where they cannot interfere with us. And the Galactic Federation of Worlds has advanced spaceship technologies that are such higher density technologies that the Dracos can only reach up to the 4th density. The lower density technology cannot interfere with higher density technologies. So they're going to be ensuring that once humanity ascends, that all these negative beings cannot interfere with us anymore. Behind the scenes, the planet Earth and humanity is building a space fleet which will be used as a police force for Earth and for all of humanity. So we're in for some exciting times, and I just wanted to share this little truth with you.
Okay, I have heard of the Galactic Federation. I didn't realize they had all this 4th density, 5th density spacecrafts that they had access to in order to affirm that they are protecting us. Sounds cool. Sounds like they're doing the things. Currently in my timeline, I hope everyone gets the chance to ascend or transcend and continue, just like this person is saying. But hey, if it doesn't happen in our timeline or in my lifetime, I completely get it. Completely get it. Wasn't meant for now, maybe in the future. But hopefully the Galactic Federation keeps us on the right path, and hopefully all the things that are negative don't come interfere. Don't come interfere.
You know that feeling when you feel like you're in danger because someone is following you, but then you remember you're the danger.
Oh man, I thought she was gonna tell us like real tips, but actually this may actually work. You appear crazy and then you just run after them. It works.
Why do I feel like I have the self-awareness of like 10 people? Like, why do I feel like I'm making up for 10 of these blissfully ignorant people running around causing absolute mayhem, happier than ever because they do not think about how their existence affects the world around them? Oh my god.
Oh, is this like Snow White and the 7 dwarfs? You're like you're dealing with 7 dwarfs, or I'm sorry, 10 dwarfs that are just causing issues, and you're the Snow White that's like, hey, these are the things and this is what you need to do, and they just don't care because they're happy, gloomy, sad. They already picked their things. Oh boy. Oh boy. Or we can bring this to like, hey, you have many inner dialogues and they're always combating each other, and there's 10 of them, 10 crazy teddies that are just always telling me all these crazy things, and I'm just like spiraling on the inside, just barely holding on and continuing to make videos, and then I hit the like button and everything resets and it's a brand new day and I forget and keeps going on repeat and people keep watching. People keep watching the spiraling. Hey, how's it going?
The whole entire hills are on fire. Holy shit.
Okay, at first I wasn't sure what I was looking at, but there were orbs that appeared to be levitating above the fires, weirdly. Are these the Galactic Federation doing the protections from all the other... Sorry. Now I'm still caught up on the other video. All right, cool. Or not cool. I mean, this is definitely sad. Makes you wonder if it was the DEW, the causes and the smart city plan and everything, you know? You're like, oh boy, something happened here. Something happened here. Who's going to be the one that tells us that they were doing this the entire time? And this wasn't the first time. They've already done this in Hawaii and Chile. And now they're coming to LA because the Olympics are coming. And that's the only way that they can clear out so many people so they can build the stadiums. Oh boy.
Where was all the copper coming from? Where was all the brass coming from? You don't think about things like this. That's pretty remarkable. For a time of the 1860s, building buildings like this is just absolutely remarkable. Even when you go into, for example, Alaska, you see buildings like this. Interesting. And then when you're in Portland, Oregon, you see things like this. 1860s, buildings just popping up all over the place. It's just absolutely stunning. Absolutely stunning. It's just that they worked harder. That's what they told us. They had better work ethic. That's what they said. Better work ethic. They walked up the hill both ways. I think that's that whole slogan, right? They were just walking around building buildings, just throwing them up. Anytime they wanted to just throw up a building, they just got a group of guys together and they just threw up all these stone buildings. They just moved all that granite around. They just kept popping them up so much that they even did brass and gold and all different types of things. Would you look at that? Interesting. They were just popping materials out of nowhere. Where was all the copper coming from? Where was all the brass coming from? It's very interesting when you start to think about.
Wait, I actually don't know anything about ore or how they got the copper other than, like, I think RuneScape, which there was a rock and then you would hit the rock with the axe and then boom, copper or tin. You got some things and then somehow you can make all the things. And then brass too, like, I'm assuming they had access to it, right? I mean, didn't they make coins out of this stuff? So it was there, right? Okay, interesting. I believe that, yeah, this was definitely a cover-up and they did a reset and they got rid of the things. They tore them all down.
Y'all, did this person actually capture an angel in a picture? The photos behind me were taken at a burial. You can see the casket right here. Right here. And the families all gathered around to pay their respects. In the first photo, it's just all the visitors lined up. It looks as though somebody may be giving a speech or something before they lay this person to rest. They're all mourning their loved one. But in the next photo, they actually captured this. Next to the fence, there's an odd anomaly. It kind of looks like a light being, which I've shared photos and videos of before. But the person who shared this photo believes that it's an archangel coming to take their loved one to heaven. Many people believe that guardian angels and archangels carry the souls of humans that have passed to the afterlife. And multiple people in the comments of this photo also believe that this is a divine being taking this soul to the afterlife. But what do you think? You think this is an angel, some sort of light being, or just a strange glitch in the camera?
Bro, the last one I'm not sure about, but the first one where they're at the funeral, I definitely could be. It could be, hey, it was there to help in the passing. And it's great to know, hey, sometimes that's what you need. And I'm glad that they got the assurance and the proof that they need in order to know that their loved one has passed and is continuing on.
The idea is that everything is all going on all at once. Therefore, the worst possible thing you can imagine is going on now. And also the best possible thing you can imagine is also going on now. So which one do you prefer to experience? And the one that you tune yourself to vibrationally, the way that you feel, you could say the feeling that you conjure inside of you, and then the action that you take from that feeling completely shifts the reality that you're.
Okay, I am focused on the good and positive more than the negative and the things that can hurt. So I definitely am aligned in the Goon timeline for positive things. Please, we have all the best outcomes happening, but there's also negativity that happens and we acknowledge, but we're hoping for more positive things. It's a balance. It's a balance.
Can we all just admit that there's really only one type of foundation that 99% of us should be using to build off-grid, and it's not this. In North America, foundations are typically built in one of three ways. You either have a basement, pier and beam, or slab on grade. Most modern homes are built with a basement up north or a slab down south. But all older homes were built with pier and beams. And the only difference between the north and the south is up north, they tend to be a little more sealed. For good reason. But if you are wanting to build off-grid, you should do piers and beams. It's the easiest foundation for amateurs to do, and it's the easiest foundation for you to repair when you screw up. It's also the easiest for you to install, adjust, and repair all of your systems. And if that's not enough, here's one more reason. Pay attention to the materials. Basements and slabs use a lot of concrete. Concrete is very expensive, but by going with pier and beam, you'll use very little. I only use like $200 worth.
Wow, I didn't even know that there was like a different type of foundation you can lay down that's just like wood and stone based. That seems cool. That good to know. Hey, hey, once we have our land and we make that goon expedition and we start building all the bunkers on that land, this could be useful. But then again, we need the bunkers and we need also, some houses up top just in case we don't need to use the bunkers and we can just live openly on the land. So we'll have a thing for both. I'm envisioning a nice goon land that all the goons can just navigate to, and it's not cult-like. There's no CULT here. It's just all love and appreciation and acceptance, and there's no leaders. It's just going to be a board of individuals that we just keep rotating as we get going. Interesting. Sorry, this is a real thing I envision.
What is the government doing to our food? Oh my gosh, you guys. Take a look at this. Take a look at this. Look what happens to this grape when I put it in the microwave. I mean, this is unbelievable. Just watch this. Take a look at this. Like, what are they doing to our food? What are they putting in it? This is insane. Okay. Watch. Watch what happens to this grape when you put it inside a microwave. And no, it is not the plate, you guys. This is not the plate. This is the grape. Take a look at that. Wow. Like a grape explodes if you heat it up in a microwave? That's insane. Like, what are they putting in our food? Wow. This is insane. And it's weird because the grape isn't burnt. Wow.
Yeah, well, the grape's not going to get burnt because the microwave frequency only reacts with the water molecules and heats up the water in the food and not necessarily the actual food. It's just the water is getting hot, and that in turn heats up the... It's a thing. I did a project on microwaves. It's a thing. Scary. Good to know. Good to know. Probably still going to eat grapes, though. We're going to do two more. Just two more.
Okay, I went into the woods on, I guess, the Wolf Moon to do a ritual from the dark web, and something is actually happening. Can y'all hear that or see that? Not the drums. Here, let me flip the camera. Oh, I added my camera storage. Bro. They're everywhere. I swear, if I go back and watch this and I don't see any eyes,
Bro, everything was wrong here. Everything. 1, don't go to the dark web. 2, don't go to the woods. 3, don't perform rituals from the dark web and the woods. Literally. What the heck? What the heck? And now look, now you summon the demons and they coming after you. How are you going to stop this? What? Next you're going to turn to a Ouija board and send them back? No, you messed it all up. You're going to have to find a way. Hopefully this guy's okay. Oh boy, that is scary. We're going to do one more.
Hats like... I don't know what to do with this information, but I feel like I need to share it anyways. This topic was popular for a while. Biblically accurate angel heads, eyes everywhere, tons of wings that don't even make sense. Connection started whenever this morning I asked ChatGPT to explain the difference between 3D and 4D, and it basically said, in short, 3D is about space, 4D is space plus. I had it do this from 5D, 6D, all the way through 10D. This is 7 through 10. Using this line of thinking, I asked ChatGPT to expand upon this thought that I had, where maybe in Ezekiel and John and whoever else in the Bible described these biblically accurate angels, maybe they're just in a different dimension. So I asked ChatGPT to expand upon this. GPT did not disappoint. So it basically said, what if these bizarre features of biblically accurate angels are the result of humans in 3D perceiving beings from higher dimensions? When we try to imagine higher dimensions like 4D, 5D, we realize that a being from those dimensions would appear strange to us. Thought must not be an original experience, because it says, creatures from a higher dimension would likely appear fragmented or distorted because our brains are wired to process 3D shapes only. If angelic beings existed in a dimension beyond the third or fourth dimension with eyes, wings, and wheels described, could represent our limited way of interpreting something far more complex. But just represent movement across dimensions. Just as in a...
Oh my god, that is crazy. I've never considered that the things that they put in the literature could just be their representations of what they could perceive in the 3D world. And that's because they can't perceive the other dimensions at that time. So all they could see was the wings, the eyes. Oh my God, that is crazy. I can actually understand this one. And now we bring it back to like the interdimensional Bigfoots and Loch Ness sea monsters and stuff. Like, what are they doing? Is that just what we perceive? And in fact, that Loch Ness sea monster actually got like 5 heads, that we just only see one in our dimension. And same with the Bigfoot in other dimensions. It's got multiple arms and legs, and we only see the human resemblance. And that's why there's so many different accounts of all the Bigfoots, because everyone just sees a different. Sorry, I'm spiraling. I'm spiraling near the end. Still spiraling about the Galactic Federation. Well, goons, you made it to the end. Hey, how'd you do? You still spiraling just like me? Well, you shouldn't be. You should be letting me spiral. And you just keep watching. Hey, there should be videos on the screen right now. Click on either one of them. Continue the Goon Fix. The one in the middle, you can subscribe. I will see you guys next time. Goodbye, goodbye, goodbye.
Wake up.